Hello everybody and welcome back to Fenton Forest Farm with me, CWATTYESO. It is still Friday afternoon. We do have a lot of work to do. It is of course Friday sale day. We've done the harvesting and stuff and things. So we've got the sunflowers growing. Got potatoes replanted on field 3, although the seeder did run out in the middle there, so I've missed a bit, but what can you do? They're almost ready to go to harvest on field 5. Field 1 is cultivated, so that just needs to be reseeded, but of course it won't be Friday sale day unless we actually sold some stuff and made a bit of money. And then I will get this lizard truck clean out because it's a bit filthy. Right, I have fixed a couple of things as well between the last video and this video. Number one being the animal supplies place now accepts hay. It now accepts hay. It was a typo, it's a spelling mistake in the XML file within Stevie's mod, if anybody wants to be able to correct that themselves. And I've updated, or I've changed and customised a lot of the icons for various things. We've got obviously liquid manure, straw, hay, grass, silage, wood chips, milk, wool, eggs, sugar cane, cotton, sugar beet, potatoes, corn, soybeans, sunflowers, canola, oats, barley. Oh, I haven't changed wheat. I've missed one. Okay. I'll have to fix that off camera. Anyway, we're going to load soybeans because we've got a lot of soybeans. And we can go... I've already checked. Port Southeast is going to offer us the best price for the soybeans. Now already I'm thinking to myself what I plan to buy once we have the money from harvest day. I'm going to get rid of the little tippy truck. I know everyone's suddenly got gasps in horror. Why are you getting rid of the little tippy truck? You use that for feeding the animals. You're right, I do. But you know what else I could really do with? Having obviously just had the issue where I've planted a field and ran out of seed halfway through planting the field. I could do with an auger wagon, so I could actually take seed to the field to refill machines. I can still feed the animals with an auger wagon, to be fair, you know, so I'm gonna get an auger wagon. I'm gonna get rid of the little tippy truck. I'm gonna have an auger wagon instead. I think that makes the most sense. Put the bacons on whilst we're on the road. Hopefully if we've got enough money from the harvest day, I'm either going to buy another field or I'm going to buy the sugar beet harvester, so then we can do sugar beets as well as potatoes. That'll give us an alternative crop. And basically just take things from there, really. I had another little bit of a play about last night off camera with the trying to record a courseplay course for the big tanker to take slurry to the BGA and auto sell it for me. I'm a little bit closer to making it work. I can now actually get him to actually fill from the manure silo on the farm. I just basically have to have the truck pointing towards the cow pen and drive toward and through where we do the silage, because that way he can drive a couple of points in a straight line without running into anything, so he knows that that is the start point. And also because there's no triggers in front of him there, he doesn't get confused. I think the way I was doing it the first time that I was trying to record the course, I was trying to have him basically fill and then immediately turn right to exit the farm, and he basically gets incredibly confused by that because A, he doesn't have any points to drive to in a straight line, and I still think courseplay, if this is where you're filling, your first point would be here. You then need to have a couple of points. I think it was up to 3 points in a straight line before you then change directions. And of course, with the silage, with the manure plant, as soon as you turn, you're going over the unload point for the slurry and the manure, and I think that was just confusing him. So by running in the opposite direction now, he does load. However, when I get up to the BGA, he doesn't unload. And I don't quite understand why. Although I was looking at it, and it seems maybe that the unload trigger is for the silage, the BGA for silage is a little bit. It's not quite, you know, covering the whole of the grating, if you like, the main silo. It seems to start about halfway and actually goes quite a bit long out. I think that's maybe by design, so it does. So the cell point doesn't overlap with the fill trigger for the digestate pipe. But the way I've been trying to run the course, it just confuses course play. So I reckon if I actually go the opposite way into the BGA, he might be able to do the course I want him to do, which could save me quite a bit of time, because I could have him doing that, run all the slurry deliveries to the BGA for me. Once the slurry's empty, then I can have him do the opposite, bring the digestate back. Just one more thing that we can automate on the farm. Go down here. So we're up to 732,000. Let's check the prices. So who's still offering the best price? Port South East is still the best. So I'll do another trailer load of soybeans, because obviously we had that huge harvest off field 1 in the last video, which has meant we've got a lot of soybeans to sell today, and they are worth a lot of money. Then I think, just have a look, what else have we got a lot of? A lot of grass. So what I'm thinking of doing as well, I'm thinking of taking a couple of lorry loads of grass up to the BGA and dumping in the silage pits there, because they're a lot bigger than the ones here on the farm. And I should be able to get a lot more grass in those silage pits. 200,000 litres into each lane on our silage clamps is a bit too much. I get spill out the ends when you start levelling and compacting it. It tends to overflow and spill out, which then requires you to clean it up. Makes a bit of a mess after you've emptied your silage. So I think I'm going to move all silage making up to the BGA. Because there's more room up there. Does mean I have to travel further with the Vertimixer to pick the silage up, but then I could maybe just get conveyors installed at the BGA and load a trailer to bring the silage back, Also, if we have a lot of silage, it's obviously going to be easier to sell it directly at the BGA if it's already there. Mechas are lovely, quite a lot of money, which could be very nice. So yeah, need to get the sugar beet harvester going. So we need to buy one of them. That's on the shopping list. Things to buy. Auger wagon is #1 on the shopping list, like I say, that we're going to buy. The cotton harvester then would be next. So then I've got the option of planting cotton. I've gone the wrong way. Not to worry. Spin round here. Then we can start making cotton, which again just gives us something else to think about. Then we've got, obviously, down the line from that, we'll have, oh, I need to get like the tree planter, poplar planter thing so I can plant poplars. So we can maybe do some poplar harvesting, which could be quite useful. For a lot of reasons. And then ultimately we will then be wanting to get obviously the forestry equipment so we could start taking out a lot of these nice trees that Stevie's put all over this map, and especially getting to that top portion of the map up by up the north area, up the top, start doing some logging. I know I don't normally do, as I say, I haven't normally done any logging in farming sim, but now's probably as good a time as any on this series to start. Someone's being a real pain and drilling. I don't know whether it's next door. I don't think it's somebody in my household doing it. I think next door's being a fucking nuisance and drilling on a Sunday. Stay a rest, man. Yep, Sunday the 17th of March. It is, as I record this episode today. It's 2:30 in the afternoon. I've started a bit late today on my recording because firstly I had the Formula 1 to watch, the Australian Grand Prix, because obviously I'm a big F1 fan, love watching all the races, so I had to get up really early this morning to do that. And then I've had to do the weekly trip, the fortnightly trip to the supermarket this morning as well, get all my groceries bought for the next 2 weeks. And yeah, we are done. Right, I haven't got anything else to sell. I'm keeping everything else, but as I say, I'm going to now run up to and drop a load of grass in the silos up at the BGA, so we can start making some silage up there. I think I've already got the tanker up there as well, so I could always bring some digestate back. Let's go. Look, even seeds. Look, seeds have a symbol. Total mixed ration. That has a symbol. Look, it's got cows, chaff, wood chip, silage, grass, hay, straw, fertiliser's got a symbol. The pig food's got a symbol. Look, lime. For some reason, wheat hasn't worked for me, but you know what? I can fix that fairly easily. So we'll fill up with some grass. I do like this this hood, this that changes the pictures, the little flipping hieroglyphics that Giants put in the game to actual nice graphical representations of everything. So it's a lot easier to tell what everything is, and I think it looks nicer. Right, that's 120,000 litres. So if I do, what, 4 truckloads up to the BGA? If I did 5 truckloads, that would be 600,000 litres of silage. I could give up farming fields and just do silage. Just plant field 1 with grass, keep field 1 and 8, sell everything else, and just go on make silage. Just make silage for a living. All the other stuff that I need to feed the animals, just buy it. I could buy it then with the profits I make from the silage. Pig food, not a problem, go to the animal supplier, buy a load of pig food. Hay, go and buy it from the animal supplier. Oats for the horses, horse food, buy it from the animal supplier. Chicken food, buy it from the animal supplier. Probably ought to slow down, because if I remember right, this bend's a bit iffy. Or at least it was when you're trying to do that, record any courseplay courses. You have to drive at about 30 kilometres an hour to be able to get around that bend without crashing into the AI cars, which are turned off at the moment. If you're wondering why it's so quiet, again, because I was trying to record that courseplay course yesterday. Last night, whatever. Yeah, that's the way. If I take the tanker in that direction, I think I can unload him. Because for whatever reason, when you're driving over this, the unload trigger doesn't sort of appear till you're here. And then it seems to be, courseplay detects it sort of out here. So the way I was trying to drive the course, having the tanker come round this way, he was thinking the unload trigger was here, and he was trying to unload here, and of course he can't. So then he was just driving straight through, never ever tipping his load. And I tried to record a course putting a manual tip point in here, but because he was detecting the tip trigger over here, he was actually already showing as being unloading, and he would kind of glitch out a bit. So I'm going to fix that. As I say, I'm going to record the course. I'm probably going to end up driving up here and coming in this way, and then driving out, coming out that way with the tanker. I'm also going to have a look to see if I can do a course of water delivery from the farm supplies on the silo to the animal dealership, because I could have him doing some runs like that, just to keep generating a little bit of money during the day whilst we're off planting and sowing fields and stuff. The courseplay can always be doing that in the background then, and it keeps the farm money coming in, allowing me to keep buying the fields and making a lot of deliveries, buying the fields and buying lots of equipment. As I say, I do want to do some more tactical changes around the farm, put in a few extra bits and bobs. So we've nearly got 1 million. We've nearly made our first 1 million. Pretty cool. I think I need to get a really big machine as well. If I'm going to be doing silage up at the BGA, I'm going to need something that can really squash that and compact that stuff down. well, I'm going to dial my cruise control all the way down to 10, because then I can activate cruise control when I drive through the silo, and then it'll be a constant level of unloading. There's also that mod that got released this week which looks a bit like a windrower, but it's for chaff. It's supposed to level out and even out the chaff in the clamps. I might buy one of them, because if it works like the description says, it's probably a lot easier than messing about with the normal leveler and roller, silage roller. Honestly, that silage roller, I don't see what it does. It doesn't speed up compacting at all. I've compacted our farm silos now via hand. Go on, Trot. Okay. No. Don't get stuck. Okay, so the truck doesn't like driving over its own silage. Its own chaff. One of the reasons why I probably ought to come down here and compact it a bit. Crazy thing is, we've only done half a bunker. So yeah, let's go transport a lot of grass, fill that bunker up, and then we can make silage. Well, enough silage to last us a lifetime, I think. I mean, it would be a ridiculous amount of silage we can get in those bunkers. I haven't yet come up with a solution either to the wool and egg pallet situation. Again, I was a little bit disappointed in that auto load trailer thing, pack not working and causing the game to crash when saving. I then, as I say, downloaded another mod, a manned truck that's supposed to auto load, and it doesn't. And I did actually go to the mod page and report that the mod doesn't load the pallets, and it has some Lua errors in the log file as well. And I noticed that the mod author has put a down thumb, has thumbs down my comment, and it's like, well, really? You're going to thumbs down a comment from someone who's telling you that your mod is broken and you need to improve it and fix it? You know, take the feedback, go away, work on it, and release it in a working state. His reply, it loads bales. Oh yeah, well we've already got bale loading trailers. I don't need a bale loading trailer, do I? I need a pallet loading trailer. I'm quite capable of moving bales. I've got 2 bale stackers, and I've got the Lizard 51-foot trailer if I want to move a lot of bales. What I want is a little trailer, a little truck, just to move a couple of pallets of wool and a couple of pallets of eggs when the animals get full. I mean, if he's using Alfalfa's script, I don't understand why it doesn't load the pallets. Because he wrote the script specifically for that, to pick up those pallets, and they work with his pallet replacers mods, which I'm using. So unless the guy's gone in and fiddled with, made the script and broken it, there was no reason why it shouldn't pick up the pallets. But I didn't test it with anything else. I didn't test it trying to pick up a pallet of seed or a pallet of fertiliser or anything like that, because I don't use those. Don't have any need to, because we've got, obviously, our silos on this map. We've got the farm supply station. So I don't have to buy pallets of seed and fertiliser and stuff. It's 360,000 litres of chaff been delivered to the BGA. Let's go 480, shall we? We might as well. One more load. And then I'll go and get the I'll take the little tippy truck back to the shop, get that sold off, and then I'll get a auger wagon purchased so we can see how we're doing with there. I'll wait till after midnight, because obviously I've got some slurry sold at the BGA, because I have taken and delivered some while I was trying to test that course recording thing out. So I should hopefully get paid for some slurry at midnight, which should maybe tip us over the 1 million mark, which will then allow me to buy, I'm guessing it'll let me buy the sugar beet harvester and a field, which could be really, really useful, because then obviously we can get into doing the sugar beets as well as the potatoes. So then the pigs should be quite happy. Like I say, ultimately, once the pigs have eaten and expanded on their all their food, I'll get the pig food mod thing installed, so we have to mix pig food. And a bit like I have to mix TMR for the cows, I'd have to actually mix pig food, which could be another thing to do, which gives me something else to do on the days when I'm waiting for crops to grow, and fields to grow. Drive this up to the BGA. We'll empty this last load of grass. I'm not going to do any more grass deliveries after this. 480,000 litres is enough to be getting on with for now, and fermenting. Whilst I was in the the mod zip file yesterday, fixing the animal dealership not accepting hay issue, which, as I say, is just a typo in the mod. You can go and fix it yourself just by adding it should say dry grass _ windrow, but grass has only got one S. Which is why it doesn't register properly in the game. So if you edit the XML, you can fix that yourselves. I was also looking at making a few changes, because like the BGA, the silage clamps, the silage bunkers, I was actually going to increase the length of time it takes for the silage to ferment. Right now it's set at about 12 hours, I think it is. I'm thinking of cranking it up so it takes a couple of days. Once you've filled the bin and blanketed it, it takes a couple of days before The silage is ready to be scooped up before it turns to silage, and it's ready for fermenting. Oh crap. I'm trying to drive over a big steep bit, and he's unloaded that terribly in a massive horrible heap. So I'll quickly nip this guy back to the farm and give him a quick power washing, because he is looking a bit shabby, especially inside. We've been transporting a lot of stuff in him. He's done a lot of work. I have gone round and checked the maintenance on everything as well. Between the last video and this one, if you like, while my character was on his lunch break, he's gone round and he's repaired all the vehicles. This truck could actually do with some diesel. I just noticed that he's getting a bit low on the old fuel, so we'll give him a fill up as well when we get past the shed. And the beacon's off now because we're finished work mode delivering. A wash. Give him some fuel. He'll be good to go then next week. We're going to need him for bringing in all those potatoes and stuff, aren't we? Oh, I've got the seeder there. I've left the planter there, look. Because I've repaired that. Where's my diesel tank? It's down here. So I give him a nice full tank of the good stuff. €700 refill. It's not that expensive really in the grand scheme of things. So we made a good bit of money today from our soybean deliveries. Let's have a quick look at growth control a second. Sugar beets are on a 13-hour growth cycle. I'm going to fill this guy. Is he going to run out of seed? Most likely he will run out of seed. Well, I want fertiliser now. There we go. I'm tempted to let him go and plant sugar beet on field 1. I know that sounds crazy. But as I'm going to buy a sugar beet harvester anyway, we can get a jump on the crop. Get the crop in the ground now. Speed up the process a bit. So he's going to be on feeding and fertilising. 12 metres. He's going to be on field Uno. Of course. Right, tanker's there. Give the truck its bath. First bath in 3 weeks for the truck and the trailer. End the week on a good note. It's looking shiny and chrome again. This truck is quite shiny and nice when it's clean, as is the trailer. There we go. Right. Let's trot back where he belongs. Not crash him into that. Right, I need... Now, where's me fast track? I think it's ever here. On the water. There we go. We're going to take this guy and use him to get the... Oh yeah, I've got rid of a bit of grass. I've levelled this. I've tried to level that area, smooth that area out a bit using the terrain tool. It was a bit lumpy bumpy, as was a few of these areas here. I noticed with the Vertimixer I kept getting stuck on bits, and like over here it was a bit sort of lumpy bumpy as well, so I've kind of smoothed out the whole ground. A lot of these roadways as we're running around the places. There's definitely a transition change there. Bit of a gradient. I want the little tippy truck. So we'll take that up to the store, we'll sell it, get rid of it, and then we'll get an auger wagon to replace it. And then we've got something to show for Friday sale day, especially as it's nearly 5 o'clock in the evening. Can I get to the shop before it closes? Certainly hope so. Fast track should be able to get there. It's quite a fast tractor, hence the name Fast Track. They are very quick machines. If you've ever driven one, they've got some go to them. One of the reasons I was a bit disappointed when they released the Lamborghini tractor as a mod for the game, which they ported over from FS17, because it, well, it's not all that, you know, as soon as it's, you know, sports car manufacturer, a big supercar manufacturer like Lamborghini, the tractor's a bit underperforming. It lacks power, lacks speed, doesn't really make a lot of noise either. The engine's a bit quiet and a bit muted on it. I was a bit disappointed with that tractor. It hasn't got a lot of customization options. So I was like, sorry, Lambo, won't be using you. I leased one for a contract during my Estancia series, and I was like, yeah, never going to use one of these again. It's too slow, lacks power, doesn't live up to the supercar manufacturer label, really. Right. So we'll get that sold. No, we're not going to sell that, but we are going to repair it. Thank you. I'll put narrow twins on a fast track. I'll leave it as standard. Global positioning, no. Front loader on it. I'll fit a front loader on it. I'll leave it at 396 horsepower. and we are going to sell off that. Excellent. Right. Got here just before the shop closes at 6. Let's look into buying an Auger Wagon. What are we going to go for? Ooh, so many options. So many options. That's the big boy from the was in the Big Bud DLC, wasn't it, for Farming Sim? No, was it that? Was it the Bergman or was it the Avalanche? One of them was in the Big Bud DLC for FS17. We're probably going to want one by Stevie, I think. Seed Runner XL by Stevie. Reebok Ninja. Seed Runner. You can't load everything into it though. So I think I will take the Star Ninja. I'll leave it the Star Orange. I'm not going to... Wide Michelins? I'm going to have wide Michelins. I'm going to buy the extension, so it's 50,000 litres. Which is more than the tippy truck. Going to be useful. Sugar beets. Obviously, we'll be getting a roper. That's for the Panther 2. 2.7 metres. That is so poor. About the tree stuff. Right, we've got a planter from Stevie's planter, so if we're going to use anything, we'll probably use Stevie's planter. That's Stevie's stump cutter. That's Stevie's log grapple thingy. We want one of them. I need to figure out a symbol for trees as well, by the way. That's all stuff we can get into. Low loaders. Don't need anything like that at this point in time. There's nothing in there that I want. Of course, I could have gone for a bag lifter type thing, couldn't I? Anyway, I thought that was mine then. I was trying to try and climb in that. That's the sort of thing I think I would buy for the BGA, for doing this, for compacting the silage. Something like that with lots of tyres looks like it'd do an excellent job at flattening chaff and squishing chaff very quickly and turning it into so I can get it, you know, wrapped up. We've made a purchase. There's our reward for the week, or another week's hard graft. We've got a new Auger Wagon, which not only can I use for filling and feeding the animals, doesn't have weird steering axle, so it's actually a bit more manoeuvrable. Pop the cover open. Very nice. Put the pipe out. So one of the things we can go and check, obviously, one of the first things we can check, because we're probably going to have to reseed the sugar beet harvester. So I'm going to put some seed in here from our silo, and then I'm going to go and make sure we've refilled the beet harvester. Whoa! Okay, go a little bit steadier with the auger wagon because it does tip over. Go get some seed. Ouch, crash. That's what I did. That's how I knocked off the potato harvest header on the trailer. That's how I knocked it off in that previous video when I lost the header. I got it caught on the side of that shed near the pigs, and it completely just stripped it straight off the header trailer. I want seeds, please. That's a lot of seed. That's 50,000 litres of seed. Boom. We'll keep the pipe in just in case it starts randomly trying to unload it into one of these areas somewhere. Another thing I'm thinking as well, I'm going to place down one of those heating plants, the mod that come out on the mod hub, in the absence of Stevie releasing his, because he's only going to put them on this map when he does an update. And I think, unfortunately, because I'm playing obviously the map now, when he does do the map, which will require you to start a new game save, I'll probably be done with the series at that point, so I probably won't play his future updated version of the map. Once I've kind of done everything I can on this map, I'll be kind of like, yeah, I want to change the scenery. So I'm neither going to see his Fenton Forest map with built-in heating plants, beehives, greenhouses and stuff. So his decision not to release some standalone placeables is a bit disappointing. Whether someone will decide when he does release his Fenton Forest map to strip them out and make them standalone placeables, like someone offered to do with his silos on this map, but I've yet to see them get posted anywhere. What's going on with that project? How much seed you got left, mate? Oh, he's got loads. Oh, you're not going to run out of sugar beets then on this field, are you? Just potatoes you run out of. Okay. Oh well. I'll take this back then. I'll take this back to the shop, the store, because we're not going to need to refill him. But it's handy to have in the future should we need it. Like I say, it might come in useful for, you know, refilling the animals with straw and stuff like that. Well, we're coming to the end then on this Friday of week 3 on the Fenton Forest farm. I'd say the sun is setting on the farm, but it's actually been an overcast day today, hasn't it? This is going to be interesting. I didn't think about being able to unload it in the silo. Like I say, be sure to join me for the next video, where it'll obviously be Saturday, and we'll be taking an evaluation of things. Gone and put oats on field 7. Field 9's been withered. What did he have on there? Wheat. How much is field 9 to buy? 354,000. Field 7's kind of what I want. Is what I want. What I really, really want. I obviously by the end of the series, I want to own the entire map. That's kind of the long-term goal now. We're a few episodes away from that, I think. So again, thank you everyone for watching the video, and for those of you who have been eagerly watching every episode in the series so far, I hope you continue to do so and continue to show support for the series and for me as a creator. If you could go ahead, click that like button for me on the video, just to show your support and appreciation and thanks for the work I've put in to do these videos, that'd be great. If you've got any questions, comments or feedback, or again if you've got any subscriber tasks, the subscriber tasks are kind of not coming in that thick and fast really. In fact, I haven't had any for a couple of episodes now on the videos, so if somebody wants to throw me out some suggestions of what to plant on what fields, and you know, where to sell it, the crop when we do take it off of there, name the place, etc., please leave that in the comment section down below. Of course, if you're not a subscriber but you want to get involved in that, then make sure you click that subscribe button. It doesn't cost you anything. It's 100% free to become a subscriber of my channel and to support me. And again, it helps me to keep making videos, lots of videos. So anyway, I'm going to park the JCB here. I'm going to say goodbye to Mr. Miyagi. I'm going to say I've been CWATTYESO. This has been Fenton Forest Farm. Goodbye for now.